I've included in this week a folder that's called CSS Intro, and I'd like you to download that and unzip it. And then that's going to be the file that you're going to point to when you go up to Site, New Site. So unzip it and copy and paste it into your web art and design folder or whatever you've called it. And then you'd go up to Site, New Site, and call it CSS Intro and browse and look for that folder, the unzipped one. All right. So what we have here is I want you to work from the page that's called Intro CSS, not the one that says Finish. That's like the one to kind of go to if you get lost, you need a reference or something like that. So that one is obviously finished with the exception of like the link. So on this page here, as you can see, I have a bunch of text, but it's not marked up. So the first thing is we're going to mark this up. And I want to use a whole bunch of different tags here so that way we have a bunch of different stuff to target with the CSS. So here it says I want to be the biggest heading. So we're going to make that an H1. And this says this is the subtext for my heading. I should be a heading but smaller, maybe an H3. Okay, so we'll make this guy an H3. Make this text into a link. Don't forget to first make a new page to link me to. Okay, well, all right, we're just following instructions. Okay, so I'm going to make a new file. I just right-clicking on one of my existing HTML pages, and I'm going to call it page 2. And for right now, I'm not going to put any content on it. I'm just going to link over here. So it says make this text into a link. Don't forget to make a new page to link me to. All right, I'm going to highlight all of that text. My properties inspector is open. Remember, if you don't have it open, go up to window, you can get it. I'm going to go to my link field and do the point to file. I'm going to drag that to page 2. All right, so that's a link. Back over to here. Right after it says, I'm a paragraph and I want to be close to the heading. Please don't separate me from the heading or no one will ever know who I belong to. In case you didn't read me the first time, I'll repeat all of that, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So this is going to be a paragraph. I'm going to mark that up as a paragraph. All right. Then I came along and wanted to be a heading too. Okay, well, we already have an H1 and an H3. Let's make this an H2. So we can have a bunch of different tags here. All right. This one says I'd like to be a paragraph. Perhaps I'm going to do something important, like tell you how to make cheesecake, or fish tacos, or directions to drive to West 53rd Street in New York City. Lovely. Okay, so I'm going to make this a paragraph because it said it's a paragraph. Chances are the paragraph above got all the attention, so I really want to make myself look different. Perhaps I will give myself a background color, then I'll stand out. I don't even have a heading. Who'll ever see me? Oh, poor paragraph. Paragraph feels lost, so we're going to have to do some CSS to make that paragraph stand out. All right, but it still is just a paragraph. Here it says, let's make a list of instructions to leave Troy. Okay, so we're going to mark this up here. It's going to be a list. So let's make this an unordered list. And I'm going to put up here my UL tag. And all the way down here, I'll put my closing UL tag. And let's make a bunch of list items here. Let's make a list of instructions to leave Troy. So that's our first list item. First you leave Troy, all right, so that's my next list item. And first you leave Troy to the south, okay, so I need to close that out. And then second, this is my next list item. You drive south on 87 for about 2.5 hours, okay, I'm going to close that out. And then make another list item. Third, head to the George Washington Bridge, close that out. Fourth, all right, so I need to start a new list item. Drive down the West Side Highway until you reach the street. Okay, close that one out, and then we're going to do another one here. try not to get hit by a cab driver. Good idea. Okay, let's click over here and see. Yes, let's make a list of all the instructions. They're all individual list items now. All right, put images here. This would be a good place to list some skills. Okay, we're doing a lot of random stuff here. So we'll come back to where it says put images here. But actually we need to make this some kind of text. Remember, we want to mark up all of our text. So this will be a paragraph. This would be a good place to list some skills. Let's make this a descriptive list. So I'm going to put first descriptive list, and then I'm going to close out down here. I recommend always putting your closing tag right after you put your open tag. And now this will be my title, so that's going to be a DT, and close that out as a DT. And this is where we're going to put in just a whole bunch of the DD and closing DD for descriptive data. Those are my individual things. And now I'm just going to do a little copying and pasting here. Okay, so now we have a whole bunch of different tags. Everything on the page has been marked out. Let's add a few more tags, such as the bold or emphasize tags, so we can have even a few more that we can practice with our CSS. So let's make the word try not to get hit by a cab. We're going to make that bold by putting in this strong tag. And I'm going to make, let's pick another word. It really doesn't matter what it's going to be, but another word that could be emphasized. Okay, I'm going to pick this word here. Emphasize this. And now we have a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, so that's it for this video. In the next one, we're going to go up into the head tag and we're going to write the CSS.